It was just over a month ago when this whole thing happened with Drew McIntyre in the Judgment Day. This looking over behind the shoulder of Adam Pearce and Ricochet in the backstage area, we get to see them, Rhea Ripley and Drew McIntyre, talking about something. Hey, Ryan here. So yes, today I'd like to talk about Drew McIntyre, especially what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. Oh my gosh, I could not believe this. It's been, like I say, it's been a month since we've seen Drew McIntyre and Rhea Ripley talking in the backstage area. Again, with Adam Pearce, Ricochet talking. You knew something was going to happen. You just didn't know when it was going to happen or if it was actually going to happen at all. So what do you guys think of this big climax of what happened last night on Monday Night Raw? I actually, to tell the truth, I feel this is probably good for Drew because we've seen Drew McIntyre a lot and as being that good guy sort of guy. And lately we haven't seen that turn a little bit. I actually felt like this was a good job with the writers of WWE actually getting to this point. But I'm actually just surprised, actually, why this didn't happen a couple weeks later when Drew had that chance at that title with Seth Rollins. And things could have changed around, especially, you know how Judgment Day actually plays. They play the role of most of the time actually cheating, but sometimes they actually play fair. But when have you seen the last time Judgment Day actually played fair? So, but Drew McIntyre is now with the Judgment Day. We saw that handshake with Rhea Ripley and Drew at the very end. I cannot believe this. I was actually incredibly shocked, but at the same time, I knew it was going to happen. It just, once again, I just said I thought it was going to happen earlier, but here we are now. And what can we actually expect with the Judgment Day members as well, too? There's been slight rumors, too, this as well, too, that Damian Priest might be leaving. And this last night, this as well, too, he just said, I am the leader of Judgment Day. The other guys, I thought it was a little awkward on Judgment Day that he actually said that. But later on in the show, we got to find out they didn't actually mind him actually being that leader come at Survivor Series War Games. But this is going to be quite interesting with both sides. We also saw a little chemistry happen this as well. Not as much as what happened with Judgment Day, but with Seth Rollins. And also this on the air side of Seth Rollins, we actually have Cody Banks. Now, you got to realize they had issues in the past. They're trying to let bygones be bygones once Survivor Series War Games. But do you actually think that's going to happen? And the other key thing I wanted to talk about, too, is will there be a fifth member on the side of Jey Uso, Cody Banks, Sami Zayn, and Seth Rollins now? Because now Judgment Day actually has 5 guys on their team now that we include Drew McIntyre joining that team last night. So that's a big question just as well, too. So I want to leave that question for you guys with that thought in your mind. Do you actually think there will be a 5th member now on the side of Cody Banks and those guys just as well, too? If you think there will be, who is your prediction of actually thinking who might join the team? It's too bad Kevin Owens is not won over to SmackDown because this will be a great 5. And it's not Kevin Owens especially because he's on SmackDown. And this last Friday, we had him suspended this as well, too. Maybe he's suspended for SmackDown and he might actually join Raw. I don't think that's going to happen. But that'd be an interesting choice. But that leaves a big question for myself this as well, too. I have to just kind of decide who would that 5th member would actually be if the games actually change. Maybe Adam Pearce might say something next week saying, since there's 5 people on Judgment Day, then we need another guy on the other side this as well, too. But leaves the big questions just as well, too, with Damian Priest as well, too. Because I actually think he might leave the team, actually. Because since he's got the briefcase still from Money in the Bank, I see him cashing that in pretty soon, I got to say. Maybe, I think, my guess is around the Royal Rumble. So we're in the month of November right now. So probably within the next month and a half or so, or maybe 2 months, I should probably say. I feel Damian Priest is going to leave this team. And Drew McIntyre is probably going to be the big leader of this as well, too. And the other question I have, I know there's just so many questions within the Judgment Day you might think might actually happen since Drew McIntyre is now part of Judgment Day. Okay, you guys are probably going to hate me for this one, this as well, too, but actually saying this as well, too. So, Mommy, known as Rhea, I'm going to call her Rhea Ripley. I like Rhea Ripley better. But Rhea and Dominic Mysterio has been an item for quite a while. Do you think that card will actually change? Do you think Dominic Mysterio will actually still be part of this team? I think he still will, but I think there's going to be some issues with this as well, too, because since Drew McIntyre is going to fill in, I think he might be the leader of Judgment Day. And I think there might be some issues with that. And I see a little something happening with Drew McIntyre, Dominik Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley. Do you actually think Rhea might go for Drew, maybe? Leave your comments down below. I would love to hear about this, because I've been, ever since Drew went over on the other side last night, I've been really saying, what's going to happen to this team? How can they change the game in wrestling to make it more interesting? And at the same time, this as well, too, I'm hoping since Drew joined us outside this as well, too, how well can they actually play with each other? So you got JD over there this as well, too, Finn Balor, Dominik Mysterio, Damian Priest, and now the new member of Drew McIntyre. There's going to be a little crack in the system. I actually see maybe like one or two actually go away. We actually saw last night, too, officially that JD is now part of the Judgment Day. So that gives you a big hint that I think Damian Priest is probably going to leave the team. So anyways, leave your comments down below. There's really a lot I could talk about this. But I will probably leave that for another video in the near future here. But leaving off to you guys, the WWE Universe, what do you guys actually think is going to happen to this team? You see Drew becoming the leader. Maybe there's going to be a fight between Drew and Damian. And maybe Damian's going to say, I had enough of this. I'm going to leave the team. Maybe that could be a possibility. Maybe there could be a match with both of them with this as well, too, to determine who's going to stay or leave. Which I think Drew will probably stay on the team. And see Damian Priest going on individually. Damian Priest is really a good wrestler. It's just there's been a thing going on, I think, ever since Judgment Day has been formed with Edge and starting this team. Of course, them turning on Edge, but here we are now, and we all found out yesterday JD is now part of the team, and now Drew is part of the team. This, believe it or not, I feel this team is kind of big. And you also got to realize, too, last Friday, too, we got to see Damage Control actually get this as big as well, too. They actually have 5 females on that team. But that's another thing I want to talk about this as well, too, because I think Bayley's in trouble. And I think Bayley's about to turn a good heel once again. There's so much to talk about. But anyways, I know I'll finish wrapping this up. There's a lot I could talk about. But I do want to hear from you guys, WWE Universe. What do you guys actually think is going to happen within this team of Judgment Day? So leave your comments down below. Love to hear what you guys got to say. And other than that, my name's Ryan. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give those thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.